Oh shit, I wasn't ready. Oh,
good, man. I was just doing little taps on them.
Oh, okay. We do like a little symbol roll.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. Everybody, welcome to Best of Five. We're staying alive somehow. My name is Elon, and it's been a hot minute. I've been going through it recently, but you know we're back. We're back. We're surviving. We're what's the term? Enduring. We're living.
Thriving.
Striving.
I ain't striving, but
true.
Not me personally.
Yeah, me neither. Automatic, dude. I was saying this off stream. I feel like I haven't seen you in a hot minute, but I'm really happy to see you. How are you doing?
I've been doing all right, man. Little something here and there, trying to go through it, but I'm good, man. Been just crushing it on Third Strike. I got almost 300,000 views in the past 30 days on the YouTube. It's probably a record for me.
I saw that's awesome.
I've been editing. Part of why I'm so exhausted, probably, because I've been staying up till 4 in the morning editing videos and doing Hades runs and stuff. Yeah, I'm doing all right, man.
Is Hades good? I have that's the one game that like I haven't played. Both of the 1 and 2.
Good. Hades 2 is not done yet, so that's not a problem with it. It's just when you get to the end game, ain't no end game. So it's like it feels a little bit empty, but it's still really good.
Wait a minute. Can you say something again?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I'm attempting to.
Okay. Can you say what you said about Hades again? Your mic was cutting out. I think it might have been a connection thing, but I think we're good now.
It's really good. It's just not done yet, Hades 2. But the series itself is excellent. It's probably one of the best roguelikes I've played.
Oh, cool. I've been playing Mullet Mad Jack, which is like
I think I saw a bit of that.
Dude, yeah, it was a boomer shooter. It's basically like if Doom was an anime, but also a roguelike. And like the whole mechanic of the game is you have like people survive on likes. Kind of like Death Stranding. So every 10 seconds you have to get likes. Or like you have 10 seconds and each like gives you like 1 second of life via dopamine. So like every time you kill an enemy you get like 1 second of dopamine. You're like juggling this timer. It's really cool. It's really interesting. But anyway, that's not a fighting game, supposedly. I mean, there's fighting in it. Welcome to Best of 5 weekly FGC talk show where we're barely surviving, but we're here. And we're going to bitch about Street Fighter 6 today. This is a Street Fighter 6 show. Yeah, this is a Street Fighter 6 show. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the news that have been coming out for Akuma and some of the news that haven't been coming out around Akuma. And then to finish the show, we're going to take a look at Combo Breaker, because Combo Breaker is this weekend. Combo Breaker is one of my favorite tournaments. I'm unfortunately not there this year. But, you know, we're gonna play some bets as we usually do, and then we're going to, you know, see who's going to get some pizza or quesadilla over the weekend.
Oh, yeah. I actually have the Combo Breaker hat on now, but I flipped my camera for aesthetic reasons.
No, I mean, it looks good to me. Honestly, I don't know if it's because I'm like part illiterate or if it's because I'm ESL, but I always have a hard time reading the Combo Breaker logo, so I did not know that it was backwards.
Yeah. It's hard to see it anyways, right? It looks cool, but it's like, what is this? What does that say?
Yeah. Okay, so should we just get down to it? Let's just fucking do it. It'll probably, honestly, it'll be probably a shorter show today. Oh, there you go. That's much better. I can read it now. For those of you on the listening portion of our of our show, automatic just like flipped upside down. And honestly, I did read it a little better.
Between horizontal and vertical, they get lost to me. I forget every time I gotta look it up.
For sure. Okay, so let's just get down to it because these past couple weeks have been interesting in a weird, not so positive, and also not so negative way, I guess. You know, we've been getting like the drip feeding of information from Capcom. One of my favorite things that happened this past week was that Combo Breaker announced that they are running the new patch with Akuma for the tournament this weekend, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
Something I'm oddly not excited about is that like some people just got the version of the game already. Like Sajam's playing it right now on his stream. Don't go look, stay here. And you know, like we've had Maximilian and a couple other content creators, so it's like. It feels a little weird, especially when, you know, we're talking about like the arms race that is fighting games with a new patch.
Right.
Like, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yes, but I don't.
You don't care enough. That's perfectly fine. That's valid.
I could think, but I'd rather just play Third Strike than worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
That's very fair. So, with these news that we have been getting, we actually got like a little bit of news like literally before I started the stream. Oh, actually, speaking of, there was even something else that popped up right before I started the stream. Literally, like as we were doing the countdown, this came out. The signups for EVO's community showcase tournaments are now live. And this is what the games are. We have Blaze Blue, Dragon Ball Fighters, DNF Duel, Samurai Showdown, Soul Calibur 6, Skullgirls, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Killer Instinct, Xrd, and more. So if you like those side games, go sign up. And if you're going to EVO, go sign up right now. And it is available. It is available. Available, if you will.
I was about to say, where's Third Strike at? Oh, it's the top sets in the main game. On the stage.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Genuinely, I don't understand Third Strike all that much, just because like I never played it. I think I played it once with a friend of mine who used to play at Einstein's Arcade here in Austin when he was going to school, and he got it on his Switch, and we both worked at a comedy theater at the time, and the first game we ever played, I picked Alex because I was like, fuck it, I'll just pick Alex, whatever. I accidentally did a low parry into a command grab, and I was like, that's it, I'm never playing this again. It's never going to get any better. Like the first thing I ever did, the first thing I ever did was I parried a low forward into a command grab, and I was like, yeah, this is not going to get any better at this point.
Felt good though, right?
Oh, it felt great. I still, like, every once in a while, whenever I'm like really depressed, I think about that.
I'll show you how to download it, man. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's funny because I think we've talked about this. I have everything installed. I've just never played it. So one of these days it's gonna happen, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, now I understand, and then I'm gonna enjoy life a little bit more, and I'll be like, wow, why haven't I done this? Oh shit, I forgot, by the way.
It's a really good Yun, and you're like, oh, this game actually is not that good, huh? Yun.
Okay, so and to keep us in time, by the way, I found this store nearby that sells Delta 9. So I'm gonna take some of these gummies, and this is gonna put us on a timer. This is gonna hit me in about an hour, and that'll be the timer for us to go home. So
boy,
as soon as I start feeling it, I'll be like, all right, it's time to end. Like that, I'm not keeping you long, and I'm not keeping me long.
It's all right, man.
So let's get to it. This came out today via the drip feeding that they've been doing. Let me go ahead and just turn down the volume because I saw the waves, like the sound waves of how loud this was, and holy shit, we would have died. But anyway, check this out. We got new art. Hooray!
Oh, that was a callback to that was an old movie, the JP art. Man, why can't I think of what that was?
Wait, let me
Here's Johnny. That's what it is. The JP art. Here's Johnny.
The Shining. Yeah, it totally is. I never noticed. Also, like, you could tell Capcom's a little bit out of touch because of this Blanca art that's coming up. Like, everybody's been bitching about the setups in the corner, and they're like, "Oh, you guys like the Blanca dolls, huh?"
Yeah, it could be. You could look at it that way.
But like, honestly, like, I'm actually kind of a fan of this art. Like the fact that they have like different art that you can pick. I think it's something that's like it's very inconsequential, but also like pretty cool. So I'm a fan.
I don't know why there isn't more of this kind of stuff. I feel like it adds so much character to the game.
Yeah, and you know what's really interesting? I don't know if they are doing this or not because I haven't really kept up with Street Fighter this way, but I know Tekken has something similar like this where you can pick your like character art, and they've been like sourcing art from like fan art. They've been getting people from the community and adding their fan art into the game. And I think that's really fucking cool. I'm hoping Street Fighter is doing the same thing. Are they actually doing it? Who knows? Who knows anymore? Nobody knows anything. So that's been going on. And yesterday they announced this as well. I'm going to turn up the volume. Yeah, the jukebox is actually functioning for matches now, not just the Battle Hub. Pretty cool. And what's really cool is this was also so we used to have a segment on this show called the Question of the Day, where Steve would post a question on Twitter and people would answer. I tried bringing that back. One person answered on Twitter, but we did get some cool answers from our Discord as well. So let me ask you this. Our question of the day is automatic. When you're playing, if you play Street Fighter 6 after this new update, what's the first song you're adding to that jukebox?
I mean, Jazzy MIC, I guess, but you know, I'm just having it on mute and playing on Spotify, dog. You know. Come on, man. I'll give you an honest answer.
Yeah, no, I mean that's all I can ask for. Honestly, I don't disagree. I was actually just thinking about that. It's like you could just turn the BGM off in the game and then just put whatever music you want. So I don't know why like everybody was kind of waiting for this, but we got some pretty cool answers. And I wanted to go over them because you know we have people who supposedly like this show and want to interact, so I want to showcase them. We had Central on Twitter saying if it's in there, Street Fighter 4 Indestructible, just be careful about using that in content because Flowrider will copyright strike you, as I've learned. Yeah.
Flowrider?
Yeah. What's it called? When I was Flow's YouTube manager, may Lord Umbasa rest his soul, I forget what it was, but like I don't remember if he like did a karaoke of Indestructible or if like there was Indestructible that he was putting over like a Street Fighter 5 trailer or something, and it got copyright stricken. And it was like Flowrider. I was like, oh shit. And then I did a karaoke of Indestructible a hot minute ago, and same thing happened. So Flowrider's out there trolling the YouTube, trying to look for people to copyright strike. He's not making enough money. But we also got some answers in our Discord. Bob Ace said, sorry, I'm not on Twitter. I'll pick Jazzy NYC. Too iconic. There you go. And we have our boy Squidly. First one is Sakura's theme from Street Fighter Alpha 2. And honestly, I kind of agree with that one. I kind of like that one. Do I remember how it goes? I was like, oh yeah, I know that song. And now that I'm trying to think of what it is, I can't remember.
Alpha 2? That was the one that was really orchestrated, I think. Like had a big intro, and then it really hit the theme, and it was like really like jazzy and high energy.
Yeah. Is Alpha 2 the one that they used like all of the assets for when they made Pocket Fighter? I always forget which one it is. The one where like the character select theme is like wah, 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 wah,
it could be. Yeah, I think so. I think Alpha 1 and 2 had the same character select theme.
Oh, cool. That makes sense. But anyway, that was our question of the day. Thanks everybody that participated. If you would like to participate for next time I bring this, when is that going to happen? Who the fuck knows? Just look out on Twitter or join our Discord. If you're on chat, you can type !Discord. That's a command now. I've been working. I've been doing some work.
Oh, yeah.
And you can follow us on Twitter at BESTOFVSHOW. And then you can interact with us on Twitter. I've been tweeting a little too much, if I'm going to be completely honest. But anyway. That was the question of the day. Now, let's get to the topic that is on everybody's mind. And it's the dang patch notes. Because we've known this is coming. Excuse me. We know that this update is coming. Like, they're taking the servers down in about 3 hours. Right. 3 hours is when the servers go down for, surprisingly, maintenance. And this is why I bring this up. If you go to the Buckler site, every time they take the servers down for an update, it's an update notice. This time around, it's just a maintenance notice. There's no update notice. There's no patch notes. There's no reasons of like what they're changing. There's nothing. Everybody on Twitter and off Twitter has been trying to look for the patch notes. It's gotten to the point where even Rick, like the guy that is Evo and Combo Breaker, tweeted at Capcom Fighters asking for the patch notes. Silence.
Please, can you throw me a bone? Something.
Yeah, and silence. And Capcom did announce something, and there is something going on right now. And it is that you can go on the Capcom Fighters channel and in the chat play Akuma in dynamic mode. That is happening right now.
It's dynamic mode?
Yep. So if you go in the chat, like they have the commands at the bottom. There's somebody selecting something. I don't know who's working over there and trying to select stuff. Oh, they're doing a team battle. Cool. But anyway, so that they felt important enough to make, which I honestly like. I think that's a cool idea. It's like, oh look, you guys can like fuck around with the character that's not out yet. Ha 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 ha. And like I said, the servers go down in about 3 hours for the big update, and there are a lot of battle changes that they have shown. There are supposedly a lot of battle changes that they have not shown. I think it was just discovered over the weekend that. Or actually, not even over the weekend, maybe like yesterday or 2 days ago, that the parry window is different coming for this update.
Increase the recovery.
Yeah, they increased the recovery and they increased the active frames when you tap parry. So each was increased by 4. So in total, there's like 8 extra frames of a tap parry. which is a pretty big deal.
But not perfect parry, right?
No, not perfect parry. Just like whenever you tap parry, it's easier to get the punish counter for it. That's essentially it. Which, honestly, I think it's an okay change. I don't mind it. But yeah, like no mention of patch notes, like no information about like aside from like some of the stuff that they shown. The people that have gotten access to the new patch were told by Capcom to, you know, not mess around too much. So there is a part of me. There is genuinely a part of me. And I said this to you right before we started. I've said this during the morning stream or the afternoon stream, whatever that's called. I think we live in the one timeline where they are not releasing patch notes.
It's a possibility.
Has that ever happened? Like,
not that I can think of. No, I think there's always been something, but I guess the anticipation changes over time because the demand is higher. Now people want things as early as possible, and they want to be at the highest level. And especially with Combo Breaker around the corner, you want to have the competitive edge.
Yeah.
So,
and like
there's an expectation, but I feel like it's normal for them to release patch as the game comes out. It's just when one game does it, or they've done it a few times in the past, now it's expected to be done that way.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand, like, is writing patch notes hard? I don't think I've ever, like, thought of it, like, in that kind of mindset, right? Of, like, is writing patch notes a difficult thing to do and a time-consuming thing to do? From what I know...
I think there's a way to streamline it. If you just talk to the people who did it,
yeah,
and just relay that information, and somebody can cook up a document in less than a day. But it's that communication process that probably holds things up, and there's probably some strategic marketing also, and maybe some miscommunication as well.
Yeah,
who knows what goes behind the closed doors?
I think the one thing that I do know that takes forever is Michael Murray was actually very candid about like him translating Tekken patch notes when Tekken 7 patch notes would come out, and like how he would like literally like have to stay up all night. And as somebody who has done some translating and transcribing, like that shit is very difficult. So I 1000%
you know,
can see that.
Accuracy is really important too. And are you going to also write that and test them all out and verify all the information is correct and make sure everything is there? It's going to be difficult.
Yeah. But I just think it's very interesting that, like, you know, and we talked a little bit about this last time we were on here, is that like there's been this bizarre shift in Capcom where like it felt like leading up to Street Fighter 6 and leading up to the release, they were like, information, yeah, this is exciting, yeah, now just
Yep.
So I don't understand what's changed. There's a part of me that thinks that the old corporate shenanigans has taken place, where I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but where I've worked on things, when I've worked on things in a corporate environment, they're always like, I don't know if this is going to actually do anything, so just do whatever you want. And then when it actually works and is popular and is valuable, they're like, oh, I'm going to take it from here. Even though you created this thing and you're managing this thing, this is mine now.
That sounds like that Caleb Hammer skit he put out recently. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, you guys are really passionate in this project. It looks really good. Yeah, we just worked our asses off. We worked really hard. Yeah, get rid of half of it. What? What do you mean? Make it paid DLC.
Yeah. Yeah, like I can't tell you how many times I've like, especially working in production, where like there was a specific thing that happened where I was working with somebody, and they got they pestered leadership enough to like go do something, and leadership was like, all right, fine, do it. And then all of a sudden, after they did it, and after like it was starting to come together, they were like, oh, this is actually really good, and what you said was true, but fuck you, we're gonna take it. Like, this is ours now. So yeah, and you know that happens way more often than I think anyone is willing to admit. So there's a part of me that thinks that like they went to Nakayama-san and Matsumoto-san and were like, oh hey, this is really popular, fuck you, we're doing it now. Yeah, and I say that because, you know, like I think I don't know for sure, right? This is pure speculation and pure assumption, but it's, like past experiences of mine, and I think also like things I've seen Capcom do in the past. Um, like as soon as both Nakayama-san and Matsumoto-san took over, like, we started getting a lot of cool stuff for Street Fighter V, right? Like we got all of the video presentations, like when they introduced V-Shift, when they were releasing Dan, when they were releasing all the other characters. When Street Fighter
single player mode.
Yep. When
some cool looking characters.
Yeah, when Street Fighter 6 was coming out, like they were like really showing off some really cool stuff. They were like, they gave like there were betas for the game. There were location tests, all this other stuff that was really cool. And now all of a sudden, like it's just silence. Right? Like
from everywhere.
Yeah. So something's going on. Something's rotten in the state of Capcom.
Do you think it's good or bad?
Look, I don't know whether it's good or bad, but what I will say is the way I feel about it is very negative.
the silence isn't good, but maybe they're cooking up so much that they're about to unleash. That could be a possibility. I mean, I have been pretty hopeful about the game. I think it came out the fences swinging. It was really fun. The meta got a little bit stale. And then the silence that there has been is a bit concerning. But maybe, I think this game can be a really, really good fighting game. It's a good fighting game right now, but it could be like the best of all time kind of thing. I think it could potentially be even better than Third Strike to me. But it does remain to be seen, and I think anything can happen at this point. I'm hoping for the best. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and Gemgaman, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, in the chat is saying like kind of what I've been thinking is that like they don't want people to figure out the new patch notes. And I think they don't want people to figure out the new patch notes because they're not happy with the new patch notes. And I say that because it's not a secret that there are some characters who are struggling in Street Fighter 6 at this current meta. Anybody that's not Luke, Ken, Juri. And look, and it's not that the characters are bad. It's just that some characters play Street Fighter 6 very well, and other characters are not playing Street Fighter 6 at all. And as far from the Manon perspective, right? Manon doesn't play Street Fighter 6. She doesn't get like the same kind of pressure. She doesn't have a drive rush. And the change that they showed for her is so inconsequential and not impactful, I think, that I'm worried that they're like, oh, we're going to try to fix this thing, and they're just going like the wrong direction. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead. Sorry.
What they have shown so far has been a lot of buffs. I haven't seen very many nerfs. It's been this character can do this now and this now. And to your point, what Manon will be able to do now is command grab the parry on. It'd be easier to parry it on react. It'd be easier to punish parry on reaction with the command throw with Manon, since it has more recovery. Yeah. So I think there's gonna be a lot of changes that are hard to process until you actually, have experience with it. But to your point about the patch notes not being released on purpose because they're afraid of something going wrong, I think you're spot on, because you can have 20 things that are good in the patch notes and then one new Luke combo, and everybody talks about that instead of playing the game. So if you release the patch notes now and you see 3 Luke buffs and you just skip everything else, that's what's going to go on Twitter first, and people are going to have this perception of, oh, well, this game's still the same, so I'm not going to play it. Yeah. So I can see that line of logic, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The thing that I'm hoping is that they're going to release the patch notes when they take the servers offline, just because I think that's similar to what they've done in the past. However, that's at like 10 o'clock my time. That's bedtime, especially after I took those gummies earlier. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like such a bizarre like change of like order of operations, right? Just because, and I say that because like even before the last change, right? Like they had a very minor patch where they like gave a couple characters some new things. They took away, like they scaled JP's damage, but like all of that stuff was like very like published. So yeah, I don't know. I don't
even think this is I don't think it's gonna be the full shebang either. I think it's gonna be after Akuma's released, and they're really gonna start not necessarily overhauling the game, but making drastic, heavy-handed changes to it.
Yeah. I will say that there were some really interesting like are you like amazed or taken aback by any of the changes that they've shown so far?
No, no. I I guess I've taken a step back just a little bit because I've just been enjoying,
Hmm.
doing what I'm doing,
Yeah.
and there's not a whole lot more to explore for me in Street Fighter Six. The only thing I would do in Street Fighter Six is try to win online tournaments, me personally,
Hmm.
and I'm not that interested in doing that. So I've just been sort of waiting on this release and seeing how it goes and seeing if the game is more fun.
Yeah.
Which not that's not to say it's not fun or good now, but I
Hmm.
think it's just kind of you want something different after a
It's tough to
while.
play. It's tough to play. um, and I asked that because like there are some changes that I think were like super bizarre. Like they showed DJ's level 1 is more difficult to punish now. His level 1 super. Uh,
To punish with or to punish
to
that
punish,
move.
like they showed specifically like somebody blocking DJ's level 1 super and then trying to punish, and he blocked it. He blocked the punish. So
It's weird.
and same thing with the driver reversal, where they're like, "Oh, we're making this a little bit safer, but it's still not safe." Also, you can do it on Wake Up, and the Wake Up version beats everything except like a couple of things. Sometimes,
I'm not convinced that's going to be very good.
yeah,
I'll have
I'm
to
with
see it
you.
in action. Just depends on when you can. It depends on how early you can cancel it when you're getting up. Because maybe you can cancel it so early that it comes before you would even do your four frame. Like you can cancel it so early in your wake up recovery that it's like the fastest attack that you can do.
Mhm.
But if it's not that, then it's kind of a problem because it
Yeah.
has a screen freeze on it. So that means there may be some option selects where your input doesn't get accepted. There could be it's reactable. So from what I've seen recently, Profit just posted that they did not change the startup of driver reversal. It's the
Hmm.
same. So that means you can still react to it. You can perfect parry it. You can super it. Invincible move. People jump on your wake up anyways. That may be the case, but there's other options that maybe I'm not seeing just yet that it may be useful against, like fireball, drive rush on your wake up, and then you drive reversal them. But
Hmm.
then that could lose to like a super if they drive rush. If they drive rush behind their fireball, then you wake up with drive reversal, and then you super them in and you react. That's not going to feel very good. that's, that's
True. Yeah, I do think something that the drive reversal change that I think people have been talking about, and I don't know this for sure, but a lot of people have been saying that drive reversal on Wake Up beats throws, like meaty
yeah,
throws.
it should because it's throw invulnerable,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Yeah,
it's such a weak reward to throw though.
yeah.
2 bars for a throw. No Oki unless they're in the corner. So it's not that good of an answer for throw, although it may be. And it remains to be seen how everything lines up in the screen freeze and can there be an OS. I doubt there will be where you can still beat it and attempt a throw. But it
Yeah.
just really depends on the timing and when you can drive reversal on wake up.
Yeah. And this is kind of the frustrating thing is because we don't have the full picture, like there are some changes that just seem like out of pocket, stupid. But I think like my hope is that once we get the full patch notes it'll be like, "Oh, this makes sense."
Yeah, I suppose that's the initial gut reaction is the hardest thing to fight. Like I'm extremely patient and I'm so reasonable and nearly contrarian when it comes to like, oh, all these people think this. Let me try to prove them wrong, but I don't like lie.
Yeah.
If they're right, they're right. And when you see something like Luke can now combo off of his heavy punch, like, well, this character is this character's a problem right now.
Mhm.
Why'd you do this? But that question, why is it like that, is such an important one that it's
Yeah.
hard to get. You can't like call them up and be like, what was your logic behind buffing this character? Maybe there's other reasons.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. No, I do know that they took away his like back roundhouse and the back roundhouse combos, which like yay, I think. I don't know.
Mm.
But yeah, it just feels so bizarre to like not have that knowledge, especially when uh, I think the reason why I'm bothered so much about it is, you know, it's an arms race. FGC, especially with updates and games, especially when there's like $1 million on the line, that shit's an arms race.
I kind
And
of wish it weren't sometimes.
yeah,
Maybe I'm
I
just getting
agree.
old.
I
But
agree.
the rush to get to the end game for like all video games these days is kind of getting. I mean, I'm a curious person and I love figuring out how things work and min maxing. I love all that stuff,
Mhm.
but it's at some point there's some games that I play to just specifically not do that, to just turn my brain off and just enjoy them. But it's unavoidable. You can't get rid of that.
Yeah. I recently have found the greatest enjoyment of Street Fighter 6 than anything else I've ever experienced in Street Fighter 6. And that was learning Jamie and playing from Platinum to Diamond. Genuinely, like, I had so much fun just, like, fucking around and having a grand old time, just, like, drinking in people's faces and, like, making people regret walking backwards just by drinking in their face. And then as soon as I got to Masters, it was like, oh, right, this is the game. And then
it's like fighting games are best before you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
They're the best before you really are getting down to like the nitty gritty and like a super high level learning it. That's that time period. And that's why I think these events that are showcasing the different levels of skill, like in Japan, like with Seijem Slam, those are the correct thing to do. Like that's the best formula for everybody because the game is made for them. Like I'm being straight up. It does have a high level aspect to it, but it's more the experience is, in my opinion, way more valuable for like the not master rank players.
Yeah. I forget who said this about the Seijem Slam, the second one. Somebody said it was like summer camp. Where like you get into a team and then you just work together for like a month and then it's like, oh, it's over. Well, let's keep in touch, and then you never do. But some people have.
This is weird thing that big streamers do is when you're on a Discord call with them, they don't say goodbye. They just hang up. That's what Emeru did. Me, Lakari, and Emeru were on that team tournament for Majin Obama's thing, and me and Lakari were like, "Where'd she go? She goes.
You gotta make her money, man. You gotta make your money."
I think she was late to something, to be fair. So, but yeah. I've seen it happen to Triumph too. On a Fall Guys tournament. He won the Fall Guys tournament, and then he was by himself.
Oh, that's sick.
Not even a thank you or well done or hey, that was.
Wait, there's a name for that, isn't? Is it insensitive? The name isn't it called like an Irish goodbye or something like that?
Huh, that sounds pretty cool though. I mean, it doesn't offend me, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah. No, that and you know, like I kind of understand. It's like you just want to kind of like your brain is moved on to the next thing. So I get it, but that is really really funny though. That is really funny. I've never like thought about that. That's funny. But anyway, here we are, just with our thumbs up our mouths, waiting for patch notes and to see like what the next, I guess, year of Street Fighter 6 is going to be like. There's a part of me that hopes that they like do a couple like updates a little bit more frequently, not like NRS frequently, but like find a happy medium of the two.
I'll tell you my approach. You say that we're kind of waiting for this. I don't feel like I'm waiting, really. I watched a YouTube video today. You know Day 9. He used to be a StarCraft content creator. He was like one of the beginning. He's still, he's still in there doing stuff, and he was playing Hades 2, and somebody in his chat was backseating, and he was like, I specifically have it in the title, don't backseat, and I want to backseat. And then he got into this whole back and forth about why he doesn't want backseating, and explaining how, figuring things out on your own is a valuable experience. And he put it so eloquently, but at the end of it, he told the story about his friend, how he had this mentality that he really envied, where his friend would go out to eat and ask somebody, okay, we'll meet at this time, we'll meet at 9 p.m. And then his friend doesn't show up at 9. And then instead of being like, why is my friend there? Why isn't he, nobody's here. I'm just here by myself. He's just like, I'm just cool here by myself. I'll just eat. It's no big deal.
Word.
And I feel like I'm mostly like that. And that's how I feel about with the new fighting game stuff these days. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not going to be disappointed. I'm not going to, maybe because I have something I've been enjoying in the background. And it's been doing pretty good. So I don't feel like I'm depending on something to make a difference.
I don't know, man.
Of course, you want it to be great.
Yeah, I just want Rumbleverse back.
Yeah. Yep. I just want to play Rumbleverse.
Yeah. Man, we still need to get like a trio going for what's that called? The Punch Club, Rumble Club, Fight Club, whatever.
I saw Greg playing Hades 2. Man, he's in the depths. He's
he
gone. It's calling like Emeru.
Oh man. Well, look, there is a very exciting, like we said earlier, like I think one of the greatest decisions ever made is Rick polling the community, and the community with 81%, well, over 81% of the vote saying, let's run the new stuff. Fuck it. So I'm excited to see that. So since Combo Breaker's coming up, automatic, I think we need to place a bet. We need to do our tournament, like monthly tournament pizza / quesaberia bet. And I don't have any of this information in front of me, so I am in dire straits right now. Give me 1 second.
I have names that I gotta pick.
Yeah, I asked you to make your picks, and then I forgot to do my picks. I feel like
I haven't done mine either, so I thought we were just gonna do like a kickball. I get this guy, you get that guy.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm pulling up the thing here, the doobly doo. All right. Top 8 for mystery game tournament. Who you got? I'm kidding. With that said, though, Steve, Ace King Offsuit Jerk, ex co-host of the show here, now like full-time dad, said something on Twitter today that I completely forgot about, and now I am very much looking forward to this weekend. Something about Combo Breaker and kind of Chicago tournaments in general is they have those auction tournaments. Those auction tournaments are so sick. And for those of you that don't know, these auction tournaments, they essentially like they get like a specific amount of, like they draw random characters and then they auction off like who is going to play those characters, and you pay, like you auction off with money, and then the money that they pull together is the prize pool for this auction tournament. My favorite auction tournaments to watch are Marvel vs. Capcom 3 because they choose random teams, which is hilarious. I don't know if that's going to be the case this year just because I haven't been watching the game, but I used to love watching MKX auction tournaments just because like people would get so heated to the point where like people would spend thousands of dollars on a character so that somebody else doesn't get to play them. And the same thing happened in Street Fighter 5 too in like 2017, I think, where like some guy bought Karen for like $1,000 or something, and Punk was like, "Why?" But yeah, so that I just wanted to bring that up just because like that's genuinely like one of my favorite parts of Combo Breaker, and I completely forgot about it, so I'm looking forward to watching it. Okay, let's talk about the Street Fighter 6 bracket. There are going to be quite a lot of like. There's a lot of big names that I'm seeing here on the brackets.
Projected bracket?
Yep.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, among those, like, there's a lot of names that I haven't heard in a hot minute, which I was going to say excited, but I think I'm kind of indifferent just because, like, I don't know them very well, but, you know, they are names that I recognize, especially, like, you know, growing up on the East Coast. Like, Defeat Lee is going to be there. He signed up to play. Ludovic, Chun-Li player from the East Coast as well.
We go way back. I've had to play him in Grand Finals a couple times.
Oh, cool. Donka, ex-co-host of the show here, is going to be there as well. And he's in the Street Fighter 6 pools. Jabali is always fun to see. Just because, like, dude, like, his... It's funny because, like, before I knew the FGC, I played Dive Kick. So my first impressions of Jabali was Jafali from Dive Kick. And it's very accurate.
His head getting bigger.
My first CEO was last year. It was the first time I ever went to CEO, and I was talking with Jabali like towards the end of the tournament, and I was like, "Hey man, like this was like I had a really good time." And you know, like I was having a conversation with him. I was like, "Hey, this has been a really positive experience. I really appreciate it." And he goes, "Now you know why I'm the best at what I do." And then he hopped on a Segway and started driving away on the Segway. And trying to look very badass, but then like this little kid stopped him for a picture, so he looked real. So like completely ruined like whatever like was like he pictured in his head. It was just very funny. But Joe Umarogan's gonna be there, and Joe Umarogan was a part of Capcom Cup this past year, if I'm not mistaken. The Midwest Hero, Just a Kid, winner of last year's Street Fighter 5 tournament. Smug, Perfect Legend is a name that's on there. Let's see who else. Sorry, I saw the name Three Eyes and my brain auto corrected that to Snake Eyes. I don't know if Snake Eyes is there. Who else is in here? Sleep. Hollywood Sleep. That's a name I haven't heard in a hot minute.
He's actually pretty good at this game. I played him in ranked a couple times.
Oh, cool.
He can make some noise.
Hell yeah. There's somebody named Apology Boy. Idom's gonna be there. Leshar is gonna be there. Or Triumph.
That's crazy.
We were just talking about Triumph. Noah the Prodigy. Super Yan is gonna be there. You know, her Honda is hilariously good, and I really enjoy watching her play. Sorry. Who else here? I was gonna say a name, but I stopped myself. Papa Greg is gonna be there. I just saw his name pop up.
I gotta pick him. He's gonna be on my list. He's got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's my corazon pick.
Ooh. Mono is gonna be there. Squall. He was a Necalli player from Street Fighter V that I played a lot. Dual Kevin. Marine. Golden Sen. Henry Sen from New York. I wonder how his Honda is in this game.
He plays Sim.
He plays Sim, really? Oh man, I thought he was playing Honda. I'm not crazy, right? He used to play Honda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he beat me. I've had to play him at. I think it was the East Coast Totem. I played his Honda. I played Hugo in Street Fighter 4. I was like, this match was not winnable, is it? This is not a good matchup for Hugo. This is not. I don't like this game.
Mothman also gonna be there, which is exciting.
Mono, I see Mono.
Mono's in there. I don't know who this person is, but their name is Inconsiderate Raccoon, and I find that pretty funny, so I'm happy they're there.
They're also, pretty well known.
Omega Tom Hanks. That's a name I always see at tournaments. I have no idea who they are, but I always see their name.
I like that name.
Somebody named Uni2 player. Who else? Is there like another funny name? Oh, Phenom's gonna be there. I think that might be it for names that I can see here. Hoji FGC, the Red Tornado. I think he was an Akuma player in Street Fighter V, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so here's how this is gonna work. Sorry, I went on a tangent of looking at names. It's starting to hit me, so we're getting close to we're getting close to the end. Here's how this is gonna work. Here's how this is gonna work. Automatic and I are each going to pick 5 players, and we're going to do this snake draft. So Automatic's going to start, then I'm going to pick, then he's going to pick, then I'm going to pick, et cetera, until we both have 5 players. The simplest way to do this, I think, is the following. Whatever place our players get, they receive that amount of points. So if you pick whoever the winner is, that person gets 1 point. If you pick somebody else and they get 10th, they get 10 points. Whoever has the least amount of points wins. Right? That makes sense?
No.
No?
I'll just pick everybody who goes 0-2 and I'll get no points.
No, but there'll be like how many entrants are there? Hold on, for Street Fighter 6? Let me see. Also, there's like 4,500 people going. That's pretty cool. There is... Where's the thing? Oh, overview. Sorry. I'm going through Smash GG right now. Overview.
So you're saying if they were to get like the lowest place possible, they would get like 256 points or something like that?
Yes. So like for example, there's 1,438 entrants for Street Fighter 6. So if somebody goes 0-2, they get 1,438 or whatever the place is. Right?
Okay.
So the person with the least amount of points wins. So let me go back to where I was before now. Here we go. Automatic. You take the first pick.
Okay.
Who are you picking? Your first out of the 5 players you will pick.
Dual Kevin.
Dual Kevin? Damn. That's who I was going to pick. Okay. You're taking Dual Kevin. I'm going to pick... You know what? Look, he got sponsored by one of those companies that got that got a shit ton of money from Saudi Arabia recently for the... Esports World Cup or whatever. I'll take Noah. Noah the Prodigy.
Okay. When someone gets sponsored, they usually have their worst performance.
Yeah. But I believe Noah is going to break that curse.
Oh, I haven't been thinking about the potential changes too. But I mean, that's unpredictable. There's no way to really know. But I'll put Shine. No, Lashar.
Lashar? Oh, dang. Okay, that was gonna be my next pick. Lashar. And you know what? I'll take. You said Papa Greg was gonna be your hard pick. I am a Shine fan. Okay. So I'll go with Shine. Lord Shine. The $3 shape up, dude. I still find it so. I every once in a while, like I'll go back to like old base monster videos. I love watching the videos where like he accidentally just breaks stuff. And I've interviewed him about those specific moments, and unfortunately, I lost the hard drive that those interviews are on, so they're lost to the ether. But his retelling of those stories are so funny. Especially like the one where he broke the headphones at NLBC after like he lost to Sanford Kelly, I think, where he was just like, he just got so mad that he like slammed his stick, and then he looked down and he like the headset was in like 2 pieces. Okay, Leshar was your last pick. I picked Shine. Who's next?
So we got 3 more left, correct?
Yes, we each have 2.
Just a kid.
Just a kid? So you're taking just a kid. There's a part of me that wants to pick Joe Umarogan, but I also don't want to pick Joe Umarogan because of the changes, right? You know what? I'll go with another hard pick. I'll pick Idom.
That's not bad.
I'll pick Idom. All right. So the picks for you so far are Dual Kevin, Leshar, and Just a Kid. I have Noah the Prodigy, Shine, and Idom.
I have 3 more people that I want to pick, but I think I'm going to go with 2 hearts. But I actually think Burkish, I'm not picking Burkish, but I think he's going to do really well because he got second at that Burkish. But I'm just mentioning that because I think he's gonna do really well. But I'm not gonna pick him because I'd rather pick Zaf, and you probably know the 5th one now.
Zaffarino.
Yep.
And your 5th is gonna be Papa Greg.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna pick Papa Greg. I'm kidding.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I've seen a lot of Mothman recently, but I haven't seen him play. I've just seen his name pop up a lot. So I think I'm gonna pick
a sheet player.
I think so. So I think I'm gonna put. There's a name on here. Top 24. One of the projected top 24 players that I'm gonna pick. I'm a big fan of this guy. His first like. He started getting well known around Street Fighter 4, and then he was very well known for eating his boogers on stream. So I'll pick Smug. I'm not picking Smug because he's known for eating boogers on stream. I'm picking Smug because I like how he plays. And I think, much like in Street Fighter 5, like I think he needs some time to find his stride in new games, and I think this new season is a perfect starting place for him. So, looking forward to see how he does. And then you have one more. Oh, you were gonna pick.
Papa Greg.
Papa Greg. I'm so afraid of saying his name. I don't know why. I think there's just like a fear. I'll call him Mags.
Yep.
Oh, there's Burkish. Burkish is projected to get to top 24. Joey, I don't like how he plays. Not to say he's not a good player. It's just a vibe thing, you know. And we live in a vibes-based economy. Okay, you know what? I mean, just because I'm kind of lost on picks, I'll throw in Burkish in there. Let's see how he does.
It's a good pick.
I don't know if you're just setting me up for failure, but we'll see. He is projected to get top 24. Zach in a Box. He's going against Zach in a Box. I think Zach in a Box is a TO from the Midwest. Minnesota, I think.
Heard the name.
Yeah.
He used to play Colleen.
Did he? That sounds
Colleen
familiar.
in Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. Okay, so here are the teams. Automatic. You have Dual Kevin, Leshar, Just a Kid, Zaffarino, and Magnegro. Shit, I said it. Oh no, I'm canceled. And I have Noah the Prodigy, Shine, Item, Smug. Oh my god, it's Team New York. and Burkish. Literally all NLBC guys. Although I don't know, is Noah's not East Coast guy, right? Is he a Midwest guy?
No, I almost think he's West Coast.
He's West Coast? I don't know where Burkish is from either. But yeah, I'm upset that I didn't get the Leshar pick. I should have gotten him first. I feel bad. But anyway, that'll be my mistake to pay for when I have to buy you Quesabiria.
We'll see, man, because 3 days is a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably more like a day and a half, maybe 2, because they're going to travel one of those days.
Yeah. Although, but
they should have enough time to adjust.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is, I don't know if you saw this announcement, but Rick got together with a couple of the Midwest TOs and the Chicago TOs, and they're basically just going to have a ton of setups on Thursday starting at noon all around that hotel. It's going to be so sick. Have you ever been to the new Combo Breaker Hotel?
Probably not. No, I went to the old one that the Pheasant Run. That's the one I've been to.
So for this new hotel, they have this gigantic lobby, right? And the way it works is like there's the hotel, and then there's like these really weird crosswalks that and like a path that you take that like is almost as long as the Pheasant Run, if I'm going to be completely honest, to get to the convention center side. But the hotel lobby is like, it's very like one of those like, oh, it's a modern architecture. It's tall and everything is like white. And they have like this weird section that kind of looks like the Times Square stairs. On one side, they have a bunch of couches next to a fireplace. On another side, they have a bunch of tables. They have a bunch of like things that look like beanbag chairs on the other side. So every time I've gone to Combo Breaker that's been at that hotel, the entire place is just littered with setups of like anything ranging from like some like Mugen game that I've never seen before to like people playing like Central Fiction to like Street Fighter 6 and Dragon Ball Fighter setups. It's really cool. And what's really interesting about the hotel is every time I've gone there, and this is something that Steve, Ace King, Opsu Jurek, pointed out when we first went in 2022, when you walk into the hotel during Combo Breaker weekend, it's exactly like walking into an arcade because you just hear the echoes of.
That's sick.
It's really cool. It's really cool. Like the entire hotel is just FGC people, with of course with exceptions, but yeah, like there's just like this constant like white noise of button clacking. So I really wish I was going just to see like what that's gonna look like on Sunday, where everybody's gonna get like access to the new patch with everybody. Yeah. Somebody said it's or Shayon is asking, it's completely outside of Chicago. Yeah, it's a town over. It's called Schaumburg.
Still close to the airport.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like less than a 5-minute drive. It's a really cheap Uber just to get from the airport to the hotel.
Total.
Yeah. Which is such a crazy difference from like having to take the shuttle from the airport and like ride for an hour to get to the Pheasant Run. So I'm a big fan of this new hotel. The Pheasant Run was really cool, but it was like there were a lot of cool things about the Pheasant Run. There was also a lot of bad things about the Pheasant Run, and the Renaissance is not perfect by any means, but I think the convenience factor is very high, which makes me want to go do it more. But yeah, anyway, so we have the bets. We bitched about Street Fighter 6. How's Akuma doing? Let's see how the Twitch chat is fighting Akuma here. It looks like they're fighting Honda. Oh, they lost. All right. All right, that's how that's going. I'm gonna look at Twitter one more time before we close out the show, just to see if like we somehow got some patch notes, maybe. Going to Street Fighter.
That would be on brand if we close the show and then they drop the patch.
It's gonna happen, I swear. Okay. the only things they have are a tweet from an hour ago saying play Akuma via Twitch chat right now. So, dude, I don't know how I would feel if there are no patch notes.
It wouldn't bother me.
Patch notes
for Third Strike. I'm still learning new stuff.
Yeah, and later Ragged in the chat says the patch notes are going to drop 1 hour from now. Honestly, as soon as I hit offline, they're probably going to drop. Aside from Combo Breaker, something cool that I think we're going to talk about next week is exactly 7 days from this very moment, Multiverse is going to come back. And they announced the two new characters. Yeah, did you see the new 2 characters they announced? The 2 new characters?
I think so.
Yep, Jason Voorhees
Agent
and
Smith
Agent Smith. Yeah. Crazy. I was really hoping for like the Powerpuff Girls or like Dexter's Lab or Ed, Edd n Eddy, just because that's what I grew up with. But either way, still like 2 sick characters coming in. I'm happy with it. I don't know who Banana Guard is, but that guy looks funny. And there's one with boobs for some reason. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. But anyway, that's gonna do it. I'm starting to go, so it's time. The timer's up.
The timer's also spinning around, so I gotta go.
Yeah, it's time for me to go watch. Dude, I've been watching Gaki no Tsukai recently. That shit's so good.
Really? Yes, that's a good show.
Dude,
do they have new ones?
So they stopped. I think like 1 year after the pandemic is when they stopped doing like the long ones, like the 6-hour shows. But they still have they have an actual variety show that airs. Good. And I was watching. This is the last thing I'm going to talk. I don't know why I'm sharing this on a fighting game podcast, but I want to talk about it because it was so funny. And if I had the means to do this, I would 1,000% do it. They did this thing, and this was like a while ago, like maybe like 10 years ago or something. They did this thing where they went around to different parts of Tokyo in anime cosplays before like cosplaying was like more widely known, and each person had a mission. Like they had to go buy something specific. One of the guys, Yamasaki Hosei, had to go buy spaghetti at their stop. For whatever reason, he wasn't able to acquire spaghetti. So him and another guy went to a town over and bought spaghetti, completely cheating, and then came back. He got caught. So as his punishment, they made him fly to Italy to buy a plate of spaghetti and bring it back. And here's what gets even worse. He did this all in one shot. 14-hour flight from Tokyo to Rome, and then another 6-hour flight from Rome. And the specific thing was he had to go to the very tip of the boot, like the heel of the boot. So he did a 14-hour trip from Tokyo to Rome, and then a 6-hour trip from Rome to the heel of the boot, and then another drive from the airport to like the tip of the heel. He got there at midnight, midnight local time, and he was walking around restaurants like asking people for pasta while in cosplay. Oh, it was so sick, dude. It was so sick. But anyway, that's what I've been watching. And I'm probably going to watch some more of that because that shit's funny. Maybe I'll watch it on stream. Fuck it. Who cares? Anyway, Automatic, I'm starting to go. Any final words before we split here?
Nope. See you tomorrow with Akuma. I'll figure it out.
Yep, for sure. And like I said before, I'm super happy to see you again. I'm happy we're back. Sorry for the delay.
Thank you.
I was struggling.
Yeah, I've been a bit low energy because I'm trying to stay off of caffeine. My eyes been jacked up. My back's been jacked up. My shoulders been jacked up. My neck's been jacked. So I have been just keeping it low energy lately and just, letting myself recover a little bit and get back on the grind.
Yeah, no, I think since the last time we've done this show, I was prescribed Adderall. So I'm in the exact opposite spectrum, especially because like now I'm like we're trying to find like the right dosage. And like a couple days ago, my psychiatrist was like, "Oh, just try like 2 hits of Adderall and see if that works." It was too much. Like I was like, "Oh God,
2 hits are cool. 2 hits. There's only 1 hit left on my cooler. I can't take 2."
Dude, like, have you ever watched that episode of Futurama where they get a tax rebate of $300 and Fry drinks 300 cups of coffee, and when he drinks he drinks 100 cups of coffee. And when he drinks the 100th cup of coffee, like everything's moving in slow motion. Right? That's how I felt when I was on like 2 hits of Adderall. So I'm still like trying to figure out like where that's at. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Finally, I feel like my brain's finally like working how it should, and sometimes. But yeah. Anyway, sorry for rambling. Just get the fuck out of here before this gets any worse. Thanks,
everybody, get down.
Thanks everybody for watching. Socials, Best of V Show, blah 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 blah. Automatic at Jibbo on the YouTubes. Anywhere else? What am I missing?
I mean, I was on Kick, but I stopped streaming on Kick. I'm about to stop streaming on YouTube too, man. Bunch of weirdos. Nah, YouTube's been good actually. The donations on YouTube have been outstanding. But
oh, cool.
Yeah, Kick. I think I'm done with Kick.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near that website, especially with like the stuff surrounding some of the people that run that website and some of the people affiliated with that website. So
not surprising, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm staying very far away from it. But anyway, just like how I'm going to stay very far away from the beginning of this show by ending it. So thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you here next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. I'll probably have to buy you some quesadilla, and then we'll probably talk about how there's no new patch notes. Cool.
We'll be community-made patch notes. We're gonna make them ourselves, just like the Alex trailer.
Yeah, just like them good old days. Just like the good old days. All right, Automatic. Much love to you. Whoa. You got jump scared. We all got jump scared because she like materialized out of the background. That was sick. Anyway, yeah. Later. Goodbye. Thank you, Automatic. Happy to see you. Thank you, chat. Goodbye.
GG's.